you as an author already, if you've made the minimum requirements of the Fulbright scholarship requirements, you're already really, really good at what you do. But so is everybody else. You're competing in a very highly competitive sphere here. So what you need to do, and maybe these are the kind of things you'll want to brainstorm right now, your academic past and your future goals, and also how you imagine them to be connected. How this opportunity specifically serves you and fits into them. What kind of soft skills do you have? Like, for instance, leadership, mentorship, your social skills, your ability to adapt to different cultural and social structures. What kind of informal learning have you had the chance to acquire? We had a wonderful conference a few years ago at the Biblioteca Alexandrina in Alexandria, and it was all about informal education in Egypt. And there's a lot of informal opportunities. If you've participated in one, don't discount it, they're important. Like, even attending a workshop like this is still considered a workshop that you attended. It's part of your development. Community work. I know that a lot of people are engaged in community work. That gives you a number of qualities that people want to hear about. Include that. What drives you? I think that writing the personal statement is an exercise in self-reflectiveness. To look at who you are, how you came to be this way, and where you're going. Fulbright as an organization and universities in general want to make sure that they're going to be able to bridge this gap for you, but that it's very clear in your head what it is you want to do. Now, sometimes in our path there'll be gaps. Somebody will take a maternity leave. Somebody will take a year off for no reason. Gaps are not always a bad thing, but they do need to be explained. The best thing to do is to explain gaps in your life in a very positive way. Sometimes these gaps represent a hurdle or an obstacle that you've overcome. That's an opportunity. Now, all this is at the level of facts. Even this with the last one, teamwork. How have you worked well in a team? Are you the person that people come to for help? Well, what evidence is there for that? Have you been mentored effectively by somebody? Because mentorship often involves you taking the initiative to go to a master in your field and saying, can I just learn by following you, or making use of being around you? Have you ever offered mentorship to anyone? What kind of leadership have you shown? All of this is at one level of fact, but analytical skills are at the level of how you wrote this. Now, imagine yourself back in the shoes of the author, of the audience, who's looking through thousands of these applications. They're not just looking at the facts, they're looking at the way you wrote it and your analytical abilities to see and to engage with your life and your achievements. They're looking for somebody who will fit in, who is stable, adjusted, has very high analytical skills, is able to present themselves and process information and process their lives effectively. Some of you might think that maybe in the sciences this might not be so important. I beg to differ. It's extremely important, and congratulations on the new journal that you have. Part of being in academia is constantly publishing, and that involves not just scientific analysis, it's an analysis of what you're doing and how it fits into the world. So this is an important skill. So one of the things that you need to think about, especially if you're moving from an academic institution to another, is what kind of things have impacted you? Which courses stood out? Studying under which faculty member was very, very important to you? What readings? Sometimes a reading will transform your life. I'm talking as somebody talking today within the political science department. What interests you specifically about the course that you're going to apply to? So let's go back to the purpose of writing the thesis statement. You are trying to distinguish yourself from amongst a huge pool of applicants. You're trying to show that you possess the correct attitudes. Now, why am I focusing on personality traits, you might wonder? Why isn't she asking us how to effectively list our achievements? Because one of the most important things I'm going to tell you right now is that the personal statement does not repeat what's in your portfolio. It's not an opportunity to do that. That's why it's a personal essay. Even though they have 1,000 applications, they will look at your portfolio. So this is not an opportunity to repeat yourself. This is an opportunity to show who you are, how you process the world, how you fit in and stand out. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again. Well, how am I going to do this? I mean, I don't feel like I want to write a personal essay. I've already said everything I can. My CV says who I am. Your CV doesn't say who you are. And I think that's probably why personal statements were invented and required, because your CV doesn't say who you are. Who you are comes possibly from anecdotes, stories, narratives. And I'll talk a little bit about what kind of narratives you can start with and how to structure your personal statement around those narratives. And it also becomes clear from how you analyze your stories thematically. And we'll talk about themes, how we're going to have big bubbles and they're going to each have a main idea, and how the analysis that you're going to do of this theme in your life is really important.